episode 5 of Three Guys and Cider. We're here in World Class Barbers in Denville, New Jersey.
Is it barbers or barbershop?
Barbershop.
Barbershop.
It doesn't matter. Each week is the hashtags and Instagram, you know,
Hey,
so you
let's
gotta go with the flow.
Right.
So we've been privileged to be able to film at his location, and our special guest today is the part owner of World Class Barbers, JC.
Let's go! Let's go!
Guys, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. And I also have today Angry Orchard Hard Cider.
Our
Fresh
first cider
apple
for the
for
night.
Let's go!
Alright, we're gonna talk about this bad boy right here.
Let's go!
It's an Angry Orchard crisp apple. I feel like everybody in the world has had this bad boy right here, at least in the US. Angry Orchard, we're coming down to your cidery and we will check it out.
No one's paying.
Today, we said we have our special guest, JC, World Class Barbers.
Let's go.
Our first time filming in an actual business that isn't our little homestead. It's fucking this is something new. This is something new. It's cool.
We're going abroad a little.
We're going abroad. Alright. But before we start and before we go into this guy's world, let's take a little chug. How about that?
Chug?
Try this.
Chug.
Right, right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh man.
Wow, that was good.
That's really good, man.
Alright, what do you think? What do you think?
Wow. That's the guest.
I really like it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not much of a beer guy, but to be honest, this is something I can see myself drinking, to be honest.
We got some education to do.
To be
This
honest.
is a cider. Different than beer.
Yeah, it's different.
Okay,
than
alright, there you go.
That's
So
probably why
educate
you
me.
like it. That's
Educate
probably
me.
why you like it. It's not a
Educate me.
beer.
this.
A cider, it's
What
fermented.
is a cider?
It's fermented from apple, not grain. That's why it's gluten free. And
Gluten-free.
that might be your thing, man. That's kind of what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the cider culture go up.
To be honest, I mean, I'm not much of a beer guy, but you know, now that you said this is not beer, I mean, this is something I can honestly, you know.
And there's so many companies that do it.
Give it a
Angry
shot,
Orchard, I
you
will
know?
say, here in the U.S. and
It's big.
specifically in the East Coast,
Yeah.
like it's one of the biggest companies out there.
Call me a newbie, but I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
I
We're
don't
gonna-
know.
I mean, we're gonna have fun tonight.
You know,
We're gonna
this
have
is
fun.
definitely some good shit, man.
All right.
You all
It's kind of
start somewhere.
scary because it kind of tasted like, you know.
Like apple juice? Apple juice.
Man.
You said it.
I don't know.
Apple juice.
It went
with a
down
kick,
too
yeah.
smooth, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's a little
yeah.
scary,
It's kind of
man.
dangerous.
That's 5%
It's
right
a little
there.
scary,
You know?
man. 5%, wow.
5%. We
That's a
get
good
you
little
some
kick,
that are
man.
like
Apple juice with a kick.
The cutoff is typically 8.4. Anything above that we call a fruit wine. It's no longer a
It's like
cider.
a fruit wine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like officially, that's what they say.
I like it though.
Yeah, man. So
I
rate
really
it. What do
do.
you think? 1 to 10.
Oh, if I was to rate it, let me take another sip.
Chug, 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 chug.
Nah, it is actually.
No, it's too much.
Bro, to be honest, I mean, look at. Going for another one, so it's-
Yo!
I've always loved Angry Orchard.
Man, just because I haven't tried any other ones, I would rate it a 9. Just because
Wow.
I do not know what other ones there
To
is.
compare it to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is my
yeah.
first one. Wow, what an introduction, man.
So
Like,
the
this is
education,
perfect,
man. That's
It's
a
a
hard
good
crisp
beginners, like-
apple. Yeah.
I would definitely recommend this to somebody that maybe hasn't tried it, and this would be a good one to be like, yo, check them out, you know, because I liked it, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm going to check probably more out of this, you know, to
Yeah,
be
man.
honest with you. I mean, this is the first time I tried it. I think it's awesome.
It's rated, man. So you said 9.
I said 9.
have to go. You didn't
Me?
go yet.
All right. I'm gonna do another drink. For
Another sip.
I'm gonna say an 8.5. I like it. I love the flavor that comes in. I really do taste the apple. Definitely. I don't want to say it's perfectly balanced. I do want to say it's on the sweeter side. Not too sweet, but that's a good cider. I mean, I would drink this over and over again.
I think it's good.
We're actually going on a trip soon. We're going on a road trip.
Let's go!
Road
We're
trip.
gonna visit
A flying Orchard.
Where's that? Where's that? I'm so excited.
We're going
Where
to
is it?
Rochester, New York. We're going to Atlanta, and everything in between that we can hit up. So I would say this is a good road trip type of drink. Like this is something that you know,
I agree with that.
like it's not a dessert
I agree with
drink.
that.
It's not
I
a
agree with
entree
that.
drink, but it's something that I would drink. You know, like when we stop for the night and we're like, all right, let's hang out, let's talk, let's be real, let's unwind and
Be social, hell
Be
yeah.
social, yeah. Be a social butterfly. This is a good drink for that. You know.
I agree with that.
I'm saying 8.5. Pity patty.
I really enjoy it, so I'd say a 9.
9.
Nice.
Yeah.
I agree with
Pull
you
out
on
the
that
big
one,
guns.
man.
I mean,
Big
I
guns.
agree with you on
it's
that.
it's very
It's my
pure
first one
in
trying
its
it.
apple flavor.
This is a good
It
one.
goes down
It's
smooth.
good.
It doesn't have much of a, bitterness to it. It's just very smooth. It's something that's good to have when you're trying to relax. It's just, I don't know.
It's on the sweeter side, but not too sweet.
Yeah, it's not crazy. It's
Yeah.
not really strong.
Yeah, because I'm
It's
not
just-
much of a sweet guy. This is like right there, to be honest.
Yeah.
For me, at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. You know?
I mean, are you big guy? What do you think?
I would say I would give it a 9.
A 9, dude. What's up? What?
Imagine
Nine?
that. You're the
This-
one. You're the one that did lowest. That's crazy.
This is the first time on the show that I've been the lowest
Crazy.
scorer.
Yeah,
I've never been the lowest scorer before. Never.
That's it.
Hey, but
Never.
8.5, that's close to 9.
Yeah,
So,
close
you
enough.
know.
Yeah.
And
9?
for me that hasn't tried it, I think that's pretty cool that I rated pretty close to
Yeah.
you guys. So
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
can see that
I
I'm
mean,
beginners and
it's-
obviously somebody that has experience
Yeah.
with ciders,
Yeah.
they agree kind of close to my rate.
Like I
guess,
said,
in
this
sense,
is a
you know?
good starter.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, let's get right into it, man. Wait, so we wanted to know, like what is it like now? In upcoming business, because honestly, you're a small business owner,
Yes.
and I believe this is your only spot. So how have you survived COVID? You were not legally allowed to cut for months. What's going on?
I mean, luckily, like we kind of like to preach for most of the barbers, we tell them to save, because we don't know, tomorrow might not be promised. So luckily I took that advice and, sometimes it's harder for other people to take their own advice in a sense, but I was lucky enough to be able to save some money and, be able to, I mean, I think it has to do a lot with my kids and stuff, what I mean? So that way, because I mean, if I was by myself, I don't know if I'd have $1 to my name really,
Who cares if you're by yourself?
You're just
do
like,
whatever you
fuck it,
want. Yeah.
But at least from my kids' perspective, for the family, I had to make sure, I'm the provider, so I had to make sure, I saved up, and luckily, I saved a little bit, enough to get me by, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, any longer, I don't know, you know what I mean? 3 months was a little hard,
Yeah.
It's not like we had, we knew what time we were going to be shut down till or whatever, the case was. It was like every day I was waking up to look at the news and was like, all right, when are we going to open up? You know what I mean? Is it going to be today? Is it going to be next week? Is it even part of your agenda? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You hear of these phases, 1, 2, 3, or whatever the case may be. Now they stopped, all the phases or whatever, and I'm blessed enough to, be able to have the shop open and be able to work. But, I mean, it was really stressful, Can you imagine just, waking up and not knowing when the hell you're going to open up? You invest all this money to try to, build this future for your family, And it's like, man, are we going to even be able to open up? Like, am I going to be able to, have enough money to keep this open, the bills keep coming.
You still have rent to make.
Of course, luckily, the landlord was cool enough and he was like, hey, listen, I understand what's going on.
Really?
We'll just add it to the bills when you do come in, you know what I mean? We'll add
That's
it to
awesome.
the rent. So,
That's
shout out to the landlord, you know what I mean?
Whoever you
Not
are,
a lot of
man,
people are like
that's
that.
what we need
know?
in America in general.
Yeah.
That's
Not a lot of
cool.
people are like that, but I was
Yeah.
very grateful that I did have a landlord like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, listen, just when you guys get back on your feet, obviously,
Yeah.
start giving me something on the side,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. But not everybody was fortunate enough for that. A lot of places
Yeah.
closed down
A
and
lot of
stuff
places
like
didn't
that.
make it, yeah.
And I'm just, I thank God, and I thank all the people, one of my customers actually,
That's right.
I'm glad he comes by, checks me out, that's really big for me, so this is why, I'm here too, supporting my mans, and I'm supporting all of these guys, I want to make sure, everybody makes it, I'm always down for stuff like that.
I will say, I am so particular about who could even touch my hair, like literally. I've always been the type of guy who thinks ahead, and I'm like, I cannot make it high in life and in corporate America, whatever, if my hair doesn't look good. I'm already like ugly as heck. The one thing I can fix is my hair, so I don't just let anybody cut my hair.
It's a boost of confidence, that's for sure.
it
No, it
definitely
definitely is,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So having a good barber that you could count on every week, because I do get my hair cut every week. I know not everybody does that, but every
I
Friday.
can vouch for that.
Every Friday I'm here, and this guy is one of the best barbers that I've ever had, if not the best.
I appreciate
Dude, I will say, this guy's almost done with his drink.
it. Literally, I really like this, to be honest. I think it's really good.
Wait till what we have in store for tonight.
Well, with that said, should we go into the next one?
Well, we gotta do our chug off, bro. Let's do it.
Oh,
All right,
man.
come on.
Okay.
All right.
I'm new to this. So
Cheers.
let me know how this works.
Every week,
Check it out.
let's
chug.
rewind a little bit. Let's tell them. Every week, one of us brings a drink ourselves. So, AJ brought the Angry Orchard.
Okay.
And that's always an easy win.
I
because
respect.
That's an easy
Hey
win.
man,
That's a given.
this shit,
You know,
it's really
I got
good.
to.
Really, really good.
Chug off, dude. This one's for JC. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Let's do it.
Da-dum-da.
Since this is one of my, first times, my man Adrian wanted to, introduce me to something new. Why don't you show him what you got?
that?
All right. One of my favorites, Magners Pear Cider.
Let's go.
It is a pear cider. There's a difference. It's not a perry. A perry would mean that the pear got fermented. A pear cider means that it is still a cider made from apple, but they sweeten it up with pear juice instead of making it just fermented at a pear. So the cool thing about Magners pear, the thing about Magners in general, is that it started off as Magners. What happened years ago, a long time ago, don't quote me on the date because I don't remember it quite, but Magners was what revolutionized the whole cider game, right? They put out an ad one day on TV and it said like, drink this with ice. And that was never known of before. Like, you don't drink a cider with ice. And it became a thing and then they took it away. It was a whole thing. But anyway, depending where you buy this actual bottle in the world, they'll change the name. If it's South Ireland, it's called a Bulmers. And the whole name is different. Same design, but it's a Bulmers. If you have it in North Ireland, it'll be a Magners. And if you have it in other places of the world, it'll be a Magners versus a Bulmers. Which is just, I thought it was so cool. But this is one of my favorite ciders. I'm really excited to have a newbie cider drinker who doesn't drink beer or like ciders at all. Or do you even drink wine?
Not even, no.
Damn.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm excited to see
Pure
what he
virgin.
thinks about it. Because this was my pick. Let's go. All right.
All right, let's go.
Cheers.
Right. Here's up. Come on. Come on.
Cheers.
Ho! Mm.
Yeah, this was good too, man.
What do you think? Go ahead, JC.
Yeah.
Rate it.
It's tough because, the first one was good, but, this one was a little better, man. So, would I rate the first one 9? So I would have to rate it a 9.5, I think it's really good, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot smoother than the apple cider, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Like, I don't know if it's because they added that pear juice, like you said, or whatever it is that they do, but it definitely made it a lot smoother, that's for sure.
And it still is a cider. It still is
That's
like
for sure.
apple based, but they ferment the apple and then they put like pear juice on it. That's why that bad boy. That's all me. You know?
That's all.
I thought I'd
This
surprise
one
you with
was good.
something
This
new,
one
man.
was good.
Yeah. I think, and I might be wrong on it, but I think like ciders kind of started out in Ireland, and this is an Irish drink. So, like if you go to an Irish pub, they typically have Magners. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and skip right over mine because it's mine. I'm rating that at 9.5. It's one of my favorite drinks ever. So same thing as JC, 9.5. I love that it's sweet, and I love that it's not too sweet. It could be a little bit, a pinch dry, not at all too much, but it's good.
So that's probably why it's a 9.5 for you.
Yeah.
Respect.
It's tough for me. I feel like it goes down really smooth. It's sweet, like you said.
Yeah.
I guess because I'm a little weird in the sense that I'm not huge on a whole lot of fruits, and I'm not huge on pear, like a lot, but and there's a little bitterness to it, a little tad. So I think I would say 8.5.
8.5.
Still
pretty high.
It's a little less than the apple. My apple is always my go-to, which is probably because it's the original and all that. But yeah, 8.5.
Yeah. All right, Simon
That's
Cowell
solid.
over here. What's this guy gonna say?
No, I would rate this a 9.
A 9.
Wow, now I'm.
Oh man, we were onto something.
No.
This
Now
guy
I'm
always
on.
rates the lowest. Typically,
Now I'm on.
every week he rates the lowest.
9.
A 9. Why is that?
I could drink this in rainy weather.
I feel you.
It's
I
just
respect
like
Watch some Netflix
That's it.
and just
exactly.
drink
Just
chill.
chill.
and be your own guy.
Chill.
Yeah. I
Just
feel you.
sink in the
I
couch,
can see
let
that.
it be. That's it.
Throw a blanket over yourself.
That's it.
I can see
I
that.
feel you. I feel you.
I can see that.
Yeah. So going back to you, man. So like, how did your family take it, man? Like one day you just get a call and it's like, you can't go to work in.
Well, to be honest, for my lady's part, she was fucking happy as hell. You
Really?
know? Yeah, because I mean, don't
More
forget,
time?
I mean, I have 3 kids.
More time.
You know, I have 3
Oh,
kids. I have a
man.
6-year-old, which we technically got to be a teacher too at home, you know, because the schools are closed too. And then I have a set of, which is funny, Irish twins. You know, since this is Irish, you know, what a coincidence. You know, they say, you know, if you have 2 kids in the same calendar year, they, you know, they're named, I guess, or they're considered Irish twins
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know why, don't ask me, but that's just what they said at the hospital, I guess. We just went with the flow. But yeah, I mean, for her part, she was happy, you know, just the fact that, you know, she had an extra pair of hands, extra help. So for her, she was about it, you know. But then obviously once it started being a question mark and when the hell we were going to open, she was kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
She was rooting more for like, all right, let's just open up, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like, all right, we do have 3 kids, we do have responsibilities, bills still keep coming in, so, you know, but for that part, she was happy, but obviously for my part, I was scared, because I was like, all right, am I going to lose shop, you know, am I going to have to close up, is this going to be to a point where I can't afford it anymore, you know, like, so luckily, I mean, like I said, you know, I mean, it was a little bit, but we're able to open up, you know, thank God, and, you know, that's that.
I love that, man, because you know what? Like, at the end of the day, you represent maybe, like, I don't know what the percentile is, but of the people who are saying, no, I'm not gonna lose, you know?
No, for sure.
Everything else in the world that's going on today, like, I am not gonna lose. There's people who will just give up and say, I call it quits and whatever, you know? But, like, you're that percentile of people who will say, you know, whatever's going on in the world, I'm not going to let it affect me, and I'm going to help me and the people that I love rise above. You
For
know,
sure,
so
man.
straight up, respect, man.
Appreciate that.
Let's do it. Let's chug off, what, you know?
Chug
Yeah,
off on
finish
that
this
one,
off.
man.
Oh, that was my
Cheers,
man.
Yo, I don't know how you guys took that. You
Every
guys are
week,
good.
man. Every week.
You guys are real good.
It's
I
a lot
left
more
a little
than I thought.
behind. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, I only had like a half a slip left. Sip, whatever.
Have a slip
Half
up.
a slow.
Okay, so for our last drink, Patrick went ahead and he bought his own stuff. So let's go. Let's get this guy in.
That. Okay, so our last cider is another Angry Orchard.
Yep.
It's Easy Apple, and this one has it's advertised as less sweet. So we're gonna see if that's true. Give everybody one.
There you go.
One for you, one for me, and one for him. Okay, put that to the side.
All right.
I don't think these are twist tops, right?
No. All right. So let's
Oh, they are.
these bad boys out there.
They're twist tops, so we can all get them all. I think. No, I'm
That's like the roll
lying.
twist up.
I'm lying. Alright.
All right. So he just got it.
Yeah, do your trick.
So the biggest thing they say about ciders in general, anybody who ever wanted to hate on a cider or what they have heard about ciders is typically is that they're too sweet. So a lot of companies are going about and saying this is how we're going to face this conundrum. We're going to say we're going to go ahead and make something less sweet. Angry Orchard, one of the biggest companies out there, specifically in the East Coast, U.S., said we're going to make things less sweet. And Pat, you went ahead and chased.
Yeah,
This bad boy,
we're gonna
right?
test it out and see how they did.
Where'd you find this?
Actually, a liquor store in Denville.
Okay.
Oh, so not all liquor stores have that.
I mean,
No.
I'm not too sure, But
So you gotta go
yeah,
looking for it.
it's a
basically.
little less because it's more of a particular flavor as far as like less sweet and whatnot.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So the
So
apple
the deal.
crisp would be one that's regular to
Yeah.
find,
Yeah.
but that one's
Yeah.
obviously one.
It's one of
You
the
can typically ask-
subcategories type of
Gotcha,
thing or
gotcha,
sub flavors. So
Yeah.
Gotta
With the
do
one that we had before, you could simply go to a place and ask, "Hey, do you have an Angry Orchard?" and they'll give you what
Okay.
we have.
yeah,
But obviously for the less sweet, that's for a specific crowd,
Yeah.
like you said.
yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted
Which
to
I think you might actually like this a lot. You know.
I wanted to see how the less sweet does and how
Yeah.
well they did it.
Yeah, man. I feel like less sugar doesn't get you too much messed up in a sense.
That's a good way to end this episode. So, you guys ready? Let's do this.
All right, let's try it. Let's go.
AJ, hey.
Let's go.
Cheers, man.
All right,
Sit back.
come on,
Cheers.
let's go.
Not bad.
Wow, that yeah.
It is actually less sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
definitely
is
is less sweet.
less sweet.
It's not
Yeah.
bad though.
Alright, so going back to the topics. So what did you, how did you started this company or barbershop?
Well, I mean, the barbershop all really started, you know, as a dream, really, you know what I mean? It all really started as I got, you know, when I was younger, really, you know, like I wanted to take care of myself. I wanted to pamper myself, you know. So I picked up the razor blade at the age of what? When I was in 5th grade. So that would make you
Wow.
like 12, maybe 11,
Yes, 10.
maybe 10,
Yeah,
maybe
something like that,
even.
yeah.
And, you know, the town that I grew up in, you know, everybody wanted to be pampered, fresh, you know. I was a younger guy of the crew, so most of the people were a little bit older. I don't know if that made a difference, but, you know, they like to stay fresh. And, you know, in order to be popular in a sense, you had to have the styled haircuts and the shape ups and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to stay, you know, in trend in a sense, you know, to be popular, you know, I had to shape myself up. And, you know, my mother didn't have money like that, you know, so I kind of picked up the razor blade myself, you know, and I just went in, you know, and little by little I started getting good. And, you know, one day actually my brother, you know, he needed a haircut. He was going into middle school, and I kind of was like, you know, I told my mother, hey, listen, like, he can't go to school like that, you know, you gotta give that man a haircut, something, you know. And unfortunately, you know, she didn't have money. So that's kind of how I started, because, you know, of the struggle in a sense, you know, like, obviously, like I said before, you know, the guys in my school, you know, they like to be fresh. And, you know, so for me, I was like, you know what, I gotta be in trend.
Yeah.
And so my little brother too, you know, that's fam, you know, I always look out for my family, so I needed to make sure he was presentable in a sense. So, you know, my mother was like, hey, listen, you know, why don't you do one of the shape ups you give yourself? And one thing led to another. Then the whole high school, all of a sudden, you know, obviously after I got to the high school, then, you know, little by little, you know, my friends started coming by, and, you know, I was able to make my dream come true, you know. And I got a shop myself, and able to take care of my friends and other, you know, people that I meet down the road. And, you know, the
That's
rest
awesome,
is just
man.
kind of cool, you know. It's just
Yeah.
going with the flow, you know. I love it, you know.
So, since you said like, since you were little, you've been cutting hair, right?
Yeah.
So, how old is that, or like how long have you been cutting hair?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, I get that a lot, to be honest. And, like, for myself, since I always, like, I guess I always just, like, I'm the biggest critic, you know, so I kind of tell myself, like, or I kind of tell people, or I lie to people and give them a shorter answer in a sense, you know, because I feel like, you know, for someone that's been cutting X amount of time, you know, well, I mean, who does, you know, what does the person know, you know, they don't know what steps or whatever, you know, but at least for myself, I'm like, damn, you know, I've been cutting since I was 14, you know, I'm 28 now, so it's like, you know, what is that?
14
like
years.
14
Like
years, you know.
half
And
a year.
when you
You
say
are
that
fine.
and somebody's 28, it's almost like unrealistic in a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
That's
kind
a
of just,
PhD.
you know, I kind of just stayed with, you know, 10 years, because by then it kind of seems like 18 I started, and, like, you know what I mean? Sounds more realistic, kind of, but, you know, I have been cutting for that much, you know,
but
and
it's 14 years. It's half a year
Yeah.
freaking age.
literally, yeah.
14.
I mean, I haven't even thought about that.
That
That's kind
is
of cool. I haven't
crazy,
even thought about
man.
that. I've been cutting half of my life. That's crazy. Wow.
That's
I didn't
nuts.
think about that. That's dope. You know, I haven't really thought about that. You know, I have been cutting half of my life. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
half of what I know is just hair cutting. You know, that's kind
Yeah.
of crazy the way you
That's
said it
crazy.
like that. You know,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, I really didn't think about that. That's kind of like mind blowing right now. You know, I'm like, damn, I've been cutting half my age. That's
Well,
crazy.
That's pretty good.
So I think the
So
one
that's
thing that we
crazy.
haven't done, man, is we haven't rated this drink.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
We haven't rated. We're gonna finish this show without rating this drink.
Damn,
Let's
that's
go.
crazy.
All right, JC, you go first, man. What do you think? This is
You
past
know,
drink.
I'm usually not a fan of stuff that has less of any sweet, you know. I mean, you know, as you can tell, you know, yeah, I like, you know, all of my sugars, you know. But, you know, for something having, you know, less sugar, I mean, I can mess with this, man. You know, I really can.
Honest
You know, if I was to rate it on an honest, maybe an 8.5, just because I like the other apple
Yeah.
a little better. But I feel like this is exactly the same thing, just a little bit off with the sugar, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or the sweetness. So I mean, if you didn't like the first one that had, you know, I guess too much sugar in a sense, you can
Yeah.
always go with this one. You know, I think this one's pretty cool too.
I think honestly, man, for the essence of it, you're a true cider lover. Because people who do love cider, and you rated everything else a 9, you didn't like the one that had less sweet, which is like what's less of the regular standard. You know what I mean? So I think you're a true cider lover. Like you want to get things that are whatever company they are, you want to get the regular.
Oh yeah,
You know,
hell yeah.
you don't want to get less sweet because a lot of companies are doing that nowadays to match up to beer in the U.S. at least.
And I mean, I
No.
feel like most people when they hear of less sweet, it
Yeah.
goes for like marketing for those people that like to be in shape. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
like
they hear less
working out
sugar.
and
They're
stuff. Yeah, I
like,
got
oh
that.
hell yeah, this is the
Oh,
one
yeah.
for me. You know what I mean?
And it's gluten
So,
free.
but I mean, hey, whatever works, you know, I think this is real good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it. What do you think?
Dude, I mean, honestly, I think I'm right there with you. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'm kind of in the same boat that JC's in where I think I like the sugar in cider. Honestly, I'm not a beer guy. I really don't like beer. And what I like about cider is that it is a little bit sweet and it's a little bit easier to take down.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is pretty easy to go down, but I prefer it to be just a little bit more sweet. If it was a little more sweet, I think it would just be the original Angry Orchard that we all love and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So that's
But
the
it's
only
still
reason
not
I give
bad,
it
though.
a 5. It's
It's not
good.
bad.
It's really good. And you know what? If I was in a diet, if I was cutting weight for a jiu-jitsu tournament or something or whatever, you know, I'd be drinking this. I like it. It's a good drink. And the only reason I don't give it a 9 or a 10 or a 9.5, whatever, is because it's less sweet. You know? So,
I think my
This is your favorite right here.
I think
This is
this is his drink over here. This is
This
his
is what
drink.
you brought.
He brought this in.
He's gonna
so
feel anything to the heart right
let's
now.
see.
He's like,
Be honest. Be
yeah,
honest.
this is a 10. He's like,
Yeah.
Alright.
This is 10 out of 10.
this is a 10 out of 10.
my rating isn't going to be a whole lot different as far as inspiration goes on it. I'm usually not much of a huge person as far as like less sweet. I tried it just to see how it was in comparison to, because I'm a huge Angry Orchard fan. I want to see how the less sweet version would be in comparison and all that.
Angry Orchard's what's up.
Yeah, that was my first. It's been great.
Hey,
a
but
lot
less
of
sweet or more sweet, they're both good.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the ciders I've had have been in comparison to that, unless they're a pear or whatnot. But I feel as far as less sweet goes, a lot of things I've had in general in life that are less sweet don't taste or don't go down or taste as well as this is right now. I feel like it goes down smooth. It definitely tastes good regardless of the less sweetness of it. So I want to say 9.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Hard 9.
I mean, even though
Yeah.
it's less sweet, it's all preference. I feel like anything is preference. If you don't like sweet, go less sweet. If you like sweet, go. But like, it's just, I feel like either way, it's, you know.
That's right there too, you know, it's only
Yeah.
0.5 away really, you know. So
Yeah. So
I'll take a sip one more time. Yeah, for me, I would say 8.5.
same here.
Yeah.
Why?
So I kind of agree with you because of less. Because I would say other people are already tried the original one, and they're kind of like used to it, but couple people that like drink it, like the original versus this one, it's kind of like different.
It is.
It's because like it's super less sweet.
Yeah.
I think I have one final question. So a lot of, as we know, because of COVID, a lot of companies or a lot of businesses, or small businesses in particular, weren't able to survive COVID and everything like that. But you said that you were able to make it through. What's it been like as far as reopening and all the, requirements and all the restrictions and everything? Has it hindered you? Has it been difficult? What's it been like?
I mean, really, most of the, I guess, guidelines or whatever are usually the stuff that we learned in school, really, you know what I mean? It was just basically like sanitation, like sanitation's huge, you know what I mean? That's one thing they used to just drill in your head, sanitation, clean, sanitize, you know what I mean? Make sure the station's perfectly clean before the next person. So really, like, what they're kind of telling us to do is really just our regular job in a sense, at least for what I felt, But of course, then there's people that obviously feel some type of way and stuff like that. So we took the extra step and put in little, I guess, I don't know what you consider, like,
panels.
I guess little, like,
Yeah,
dividers or
dividers or stuff
whatever,
like
you
that,
know what I
yeah.
mean? To make sure, people felt like, all right, it was just their little personal space and, they're not next to the other guy or, you know what I mean, getting their germs or, God forbid, they're speaking, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just for, the customers,
Protection.
exactly,
precaution,
just
yeah.
for, exactly, you know what I mean? Just for their point of view to be safe, to make them feel comfortable in a sense, But I mean, like I said, the guidelines are kind of close to what we're already learning, so it's kind of like, for me, it's like, why weren't we open to begin with? Because this is kind of what we're already doing, you know what I mean? So it's like, you're telling us to do our job, so it's kind of like, why couldn't we be open to begin with, you know what I mean? If
Now
you're telling us
masks,
to do this,
right?
oh yeah, hell yeah, now we gotta wear masks and stuff like, I mean, that's definitely one of the big things, good thing you brought that up, hell yeah, I mean, the mask, you feel all claustrophobic and stuff, and you feel like short of breath, and it's definitely rough, it's definitely different, something new. It's definitely like I said in the beginning, some of the stuff were similar for the school part, but like you said before, like, the mask, the dividers, those are different things, something that
You want to go?
So is there anything else you want the viewers to know about World Class? I know you said something about appointments
Well, I
and
mean,
stuff like that.
I mean, if you guys want to schedule an appointment, unfortunately, we're not taking walk-ins just because that's one of the requirements that we have to follow. So, I mean, if you guys would like to, come in and get a haircut by me or one of the guys, you guys are more than welcome. You guys can go, follow us on Instagram. The World Class Barbershop is right there. Or you can go on www.worldclassbarbershop.com and you'll be able to book your appointment
We'll
there.
put it on the link below. Right?
Yeah, we'll put all their information in the
Right here.
description below.
Somewhere over here.
I'd like to thank JC for being with us today
Thank you guys,
and
man.
giving us a great atmosphere here. Just remember to please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below.